All right, Mark, how did I do? What'd you think? I mean, I didn't assemble this at all. Like, I let your guys do it. But I mean, what do you think of like the components, the selection here? You paint this purple, I'm throwing it in the trash. Hey guys, James with tfbtv. Today on tfbtv, we're talking about building the ultimate AK, and where else are you going to build the ultimate AK but at Rifle Dynamics, just outside of Las Vegas, Nevada. I've picked my parts. We're gonna do my build. I'm gonna walk you through it today on tfbtv, but we're also gonna be bringing you a lot more content from here, Rifle Dynamics. Stick with us. I'm here with Austin, the shop manager at Rifle Dynamics. Austin, we've got the build that I put together like a year ago, so I don't even remember what's in it. Let's talk about the main components here. What are we doing?
So first and foremost, we're going to be building a 5.56 AK today. So we got here at our core our receiver and our trunnion set. Most notable thing on this set of core components is going to be the 1913 rear trunnion that we have back here. This is just set up so that you can use any myriad of components available to you on the aftermarket for stocks, attachments, anything along those lines. You can see our front trunnion, basically what holds our barrel in place, and that's what acts as a barrel extension for those of you familiar with the AR platform. We went with a 13.9 inch barrel so that we can get this dead air flash hider right at that 16.1 to be legal.
Now we're about to install the barrel. This is perhaps the most important step in the process because...
Well, head spacing really decides whether or not a gun is safe to fire. If you have too loose of a head spacing, meaning that the barrel is pushed out of the receiver slightly, then you can create a gap where the bolt can rotate freely a little bit, and that's dangerous. You're opening a space for gases to be pushed out towards you. And if the barrel is pushed into the receiver too much, then there's not enough space for that bolt to lock up fully, and an unlocked bolt can just come flying back into the receiver and you have another gas explosion into your face. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the press, we're going to put the barrel in the trunnion, and we're going to press down on the barrel itself. Now we're going to remove this. Check our crown. Our crown looks perfect, no damage to it. So now we're going to put the barrel pin into the barrel and we're going to secure the barrel in the receiver. Okay, and here we go. And here is our barreled action, just like that.
Masterfully
Amazing.
Done.
Yeah.
We also have our low pro gas block, and the reason for that is because we opted to do our new Aqua Defense Solutions collaboration with the handguard. So this is going to be the whole front handguard, so you have this long monolithic rail with their PHS-2 sights on top, and this helps lighten up the platform a little bit and then give you a little bit more of a modernization of the platform. On the tail end, we've also added the new Midwest Alpha Series stock. So main reason for doing this is just we've got a lot of adjustability here. We've got length of pull. You can remove these screws and change your cheek riser, and then also we have the ability to fold it. And this folder you can also actually flip over and do to the left or to the right, whatever tickles your fancy.
Now, be honest with me, Austin. How did I do? What do you think of these build components?
I think it started with a pretty good base. I myself am impartial to 5.56 kits. It's good ammo availability. Everything works pretty well. As long as you tune the system right, you shouldn't have any problems.
What would you have done differently? You can be hard on me here.
See, now you really got me.
I obviously did everything perfectly because you don't even...
At least for now.
You have no response, no pithy rejoinder. Talk to me about the rear trunnion here with the 1913 attachment. I think I saw what you guys had waiting at the paint booth. You had about 20 AKs waiting for paint. 15 of them, I counted, 15 of them had that 1913 attachment. Is that the new meta? Is that what everyone's doing now?
This is pretty much the new hotness.
Yeah.
It's a fairly popular option just because It's really, really capable of accepting a lot of options out there. It makes it so that you can get a folding stock without having a custom receiver. You can use a standard AKM receiver and still have any option that you feel.
I imagine that going with 13.8, 13.9, 5.56 barrel, maybe not the most popular option. What is your most popular barrel option? What do you guys run into the most?
We usually do 14.5, and that's mostly for simplicity with all the muzzle devices that we offer. It's really a matter of what you're going to be using the platform for. The shorter you go, the more controllable and tighter spaces you can handle it in, like our quick hatch, a little bit shorter, you can really move around in a tight environment. Anything around the 12.5 is really what the Russians were going for, so we're kind of cloning that. And then our 704 series would be the 11.5 inch barrel, which is a happy medium between the two, especially when you're using 7.62. It doesn't really lose velocity, so you can go pretty short.
Right. 5.56, a little tricky to build in the AK. Why is that?
Really just because of the myriad of patterns available out there. There's a lot of different, they never truly standardize with any of the 5.56 kits. Like 7.62, you can take, as long as you're starting from the beginning, you could take any country of origins, trunnion, bolt, carrier, you can mix and match all three. As long as you put everything together and properly headspace it, you should be fine. With a 5.56, you can't do that. There's 3 different patterns and none of the parts truly mesh together. So you end up having to just source correctly and do everything right.
We're going to do this build today here at Rifle Dynamics. You know it's business time when the safety goggles come out. Austin, we're getting into assembly. Walk me through it. What are we doing?
So first things first, as you said, we're going to do the safety glasses. We've got springs and hammers going around here, and I like my eyes, so I want to keep them. So step 1, just for ease's sake, because it gets a little tricky once you have everything else in the way, is throwing the grip on.
Let's tighten that T-nut. It's electric. Feel the energy.
So now that's on there. Now,
God, that looks good.
Now you've got this little pocket. You can hide all your secrets in there. Whisper.
It's gonna need to be a bigger pocket. I'll tell you that much.
Okay, small secrets. And now we can go ahead and start getting into actually throwing our handguard on.
Okay.
Now again, I'm just going hand tight and a little bit more. Once we get into final assembly, we'll actually lock tight and torque everything to spec.
Sure.
Which all of these screws are about 35 inch-pounds of torque, and then blue Loctite.
Got it.
So now we've got our handguard on there.
Looks
starting
sexy.
to look like something now.
Oh yeah.
Now, next step, we're going to go ahead and want to assemble our bolt and carrier. Take our barreled action, drop this bolt in place in the rear, slide that home. So now we can go ahead and start on the fire control group. First thing we're going to need is our hammer spring and our hammer. Then we're going to take our safety and then take it from the right side of the receiver with this keyhole, slide it through, get all the way through both the retaining plate and the other side of the receiver, pivot down. Now we have an installed fire control group. Now we can go ahead and safely remove our shotgun shell like so. We'll set this down. We're going to take our Midwest Alpha stock and a T-handle. And once again, once this goes through our final assembly, it will get Loctited in place. And then
holy shit,
got that on there.
Wow, that looks clean.
And aside from muzzle device, we're pretty much there. All we're going to do now is actually take a suppressor, tighten this down, and then check and make sure that we won't have any baffle strikes with a cam.
And we have basically a sneak preview of what our final product is going to look like. Look at that. That is clean. All right, Mark, how did I do? What'd you think? I mean, I didn't assemble this at all. Like, I let your guys do it. But I mean, what do you think of like the components, the selection here?
Absolutely, the setup is really nice. I mean, I do like this new stock that the Midwest came out with too, but this long rail that we collaborated with Occam is really a nice setup. It kind of modernizes the AK. The big deal is that if you're into night vision or any of the rest of it, you have a lot of real estate to mount stuff, but the balance is the big thing. And I really enjoy these. I like their short hatch, and it's handy for a short, close quarter gun. But the long rail is really nice. This is a good setup with these sights.
Is 5.56 blasphemy?
Absolutely not. I think we're going there. We just released another run of 5.45s here recently, but the issue with that is that that with the war going on and all the imports being stalled, it's kind of a tough deal with ammo and the rest of it.
Yeah,
But the
yeah,
5.56, I mean, we've got 5.56 for every gun that we have besides these AKs.
Are those becoming more popular?
Oh, absolutely. And we're going to go there too. It's a matter of we've built a bunch in the past and we're just about to do some more. It's one of those things where with the adjustable gas block on here, you can actually, the higher chamber pressure, the 5.56 basically, you can back that down and turn it into a really comfortable gun.
And I could tune this at home myself. I mean, it's just an Allen key
Absolutely.
up there with the, yeah.
Yeah, normally when we do it, I go out and test firearms, set the gas, especially if you've got a can, so that it runs either way. But it's adjustable anytime for you because you might change cans, you might do something different.
See, I always worried that I was going to come here because we've been talking about doing this for a while.
Sure.
And it was going to be like that episode of The Simpsons where Homer designs a car. And it's like, you know, the most embarrassing thing ever.
The Homer.
I did okay.
Absolutely, this is great. Looking forward to going to the range with it.
Yeah, me too. Mark himself just tuned this AK. It shoots perfectly. Flattest shooting AK that I've ever fired. Works great with the Dead Air Sandman S on it. It actually shot flatter with the suppressor on it than without, which is really funny. It shows you how well tuned it is. How does it shoot better with the suppressor on? Like, it shoots, it's flatter with the suppressor on there.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. The objective here was to do like a modernized AK-102. The AK-102, a 5.56 AK, 12.5-inch barrel, about to hit its 30th birthday. Time to update it a little bit. 5.56, soft shooting, flat shooting, easy to get, Eugene Stoner's caliber. I love it as an AR guy, so of course if I'm gonna do an AK, that's what I'm gonna do. You can see the comparison here. Size-wise, even though we've got a little bit more barrel in the, we'll call it the modernized AK-102 that we're building, they're about the same overall length, which is really nice. I'm extremely happy with how this turned out. Now it just needs to go to paint. Right, boys? Is that what's next?
Woo! Let's make it purple.
God damn, I hate you guys. You paint this purple, I'm throwing it in the trash. Yeah, so actually, I think the best course of action is for me to just take this home rather than entrust these animals with painting this thing. But it is perfect, perfect, perfect right now. I couldn't be happier. What do you think of that? That's incredible.